The lens of judgment. Most people live life through this lens of judgment. Everything they see, everything they hear, everything they taste, everything they touch, everything they do, everything they experience is experienced through this lens of judgment. And yeah, I used to do this, and there's still times when I recognise that there is a past judgment that is colouring my experience right now. And it's great to see, actually. Like when you see judgment within you, it's just a habit. It's not something that you're doing wrong. You're not a bad person if you're judging somebody harshly in some way. We've learned these judgments by the people around us when we're very, very young. So we've adopted those judgments. They're not conscious choices. They're not necessarily in alignment with our core values. So you can be a really good person and yet have some judgments that don't serve, that are, maybe a little bit unfair on yourself, first and foremost, and on others too. But just by recognising that there is judgment, I think can be very clarifying, and just being willing to see that there is maybe a judgment in there, and to notice, is this actually what you've chosen for? A little bit of space in between you and the judgmental thought, and so that you can, come back to this moment. Any time that you can just pay attention more fully, stills the mind and allows you to tap into the purity, so that you see everything more clearly and purely, and then the judgment no longer affects you, and you're free to operate and to make choices and to live life without the judgments that can be so limiting. Because that's all it is, really. It's never a bad thing. It can feel horrible if people judge you, but people see the world as they are. So if people judge you, it says more about them than it says about you. So look after your own corner of the world. Just recognise any judgment within you, and as the judgment falls away in yourself, you'll find that the judgment falls away in the world around you. Or certainly your experience when you see people judging, whether they're judging someone else, something else, or you, there's like a piece that holds you, and you just don't relate with what they're saying anymore. It's so important to recognize that it's like everyone's a mirror for you, and there's that matching pattern within you. And so any judgment that someone has towards you, if it stings, let it sting, because that actually will burn up the pattern of judgment within yourself. And so you can stop identifying with it, so you can actually be free to recognise that a judgment's just a thought, just an idea, and it doesn't make it true. And so you don't need to worry about whether people judge you. Just look after yourself. Is there judgment within you, and can you let it go in this moment and pay attention and allow a purification to happen as you start to see more clearly? When that judgment is clearly seen as just a thought, you don't get governed by it in the same way. There's a freedom and a spaciousness that enables you to live life free of all the judgments. So you don't need to wait for the judgment to be gone within you, or for other people to stop judging you. You just recognise when it's happening, and in the moment choose to be present, to pay attention, to notice what's real and true for you, and let that purity happen for you. It's never anything you have to do. It's just so natural to come back into a state of presence and to come back into this moment. Great to have a meditation technique that speeds up that process. But in any given moment, you can just take a little step back. Just recognise just a judgment. It's nothing to do with me. You're the pure awareness that is untainted by every judgment that's ever been within you, and any judgment that's ever been directed at you. And that's freedom.